Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host GamerK's, and I decided to take a poll on my Facebook page, well, my personal Facebook page, for what to do next for a video. It was determined between my first DLC review or another top 13 list. Not as many votes as I hoped for, but the results were conclusive. So it's time for another top 13, and because a couple weeks ago Mario Day passed and I couldn't get a video out during that time, I decided to do it now. And I'm going to be honest, Mario was a big part of my childhood. From the Game Boy Color version to the N64 to the old systems, and even now. Although I don't play as much of them anymore. I'm not into Smash Bros. I just don't play them. I prefer the adventure ones. The ones on the handheld. So, what better way to celebrate this famous plumber on the Game Hub than to celebrate the monsters he fights. They are very varied, and I enjoy that about the Mario series. With every new game, they don't bring... Okay, sometimes they do bring back old enemies, but they also introduce some clever new ones. So, today, I'll be discussing my top 13 favorite Mario bosses throughout the series. Throughout every single game. And there's not going to be one... And unlike some of my lists, there's not going to be one boss per game because, yeah, that's going to take a long time to discuss. So, grab your power-up mushrooms and your superstars. Let's get to it. Command number 13, Gobblegut from Super Mario Galaxy 2. It's the first big boss before you could advance to the next area boss. I love the design of Gobblegut. I really do. It's a Chinese dragon without the arms and legs. It's colorful. It's massive. And all you have to do is just stand on this one small planet and wait for an opportunity to attack. I do like this boss in that regard. The way it attacks is it doesn't do anything fancy. It just goes through the planet and comes out like a giant snake. Okay, yes, it's a dragon, but still, it still acts like that. The way to defeat it is it will have these bulges on its along its body, 6 of them, and as it's going into the ground or coming out, you have to destroy them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And after you destroy a good number of them, it will start eating the planet and start charging at you. It's a good first boss, and yeah, but the way to defeat it, it's kind of simple. So for the first big boss, I was expecting something a little bit better, but I do love the color design of it. The color design it's green swirls throughout the top of its body, where I think the art stylist gave this to their child and told them to pick colors, and they just picked a whole swirl of colors, so they went with it. Gobblegut was a good first boss, and after beating him, he had a massive stomachache. Command number 12, Fawful Express from Bowser's Inside Story. The only Bowser's Inside Story boss where he grows. I'm putting this one on the list just because of how unique it is. The other ones in the game were kind of the same. You know, you just beat on it. You just defend and beat on it. This one's a little different. It's this Fawful Express. It's mid-game boss. It's a mid-game where Fawful's hypnotized minions are in the train and they run over Bowser, so he grows, and this is a different type of boss battle for the game. We have to follow the train along the route before it gets past the rickety looking track, because it's not going to support Bowser's weight. So we got to defeat them before they can get to the main station. After that, it's game over and you got to restart. I love when games do, like when they do the same type of boss battles throughout the game, and then they give you something that's really different, like a time limit, certain conditions. And I'm not talking about Demix from Kingdom Hearts 2, because that was the worst one for time limit. But I do like those kinds of boss battles when they throw them in a little bit here and there in games. It freshens things up and makes you think more of how to strategize. So you can't really attack it with your fist because it's low to the ground, but using your fire always works. And they will always send out bomb enemies who, if you hit them at the right time, it'll drop the bombs onto the train, damaging them. They'll also go into this giant mountain thing, and you damage that, you burn it, it will also damage the train. It was really fun. A different spin for a Bowser boss battle. Coming in at number 11, Whomp King from Super Mario Galaxy 2. Another Super Mario Galaxy boss on this list. And I gotta say, I did love this one. Playing Super Mario Mario 64 when I was a kid, I didn't get that far because I was not really good at video games back then. I didn't really get that far. I didn't even beat the game. But the Whomp King was the one boss I did get to, and it was fun. It was a cool boss. And to see it return in the Super Mario Galaxy 2, it was really fun. This was a real retro Galaxy to do, and it was fun. It brought back those old memories of, you know, the nostalgic parts of the game. Not only that, but when we first beat the Whomp King, it seems pretty simple. And then until we realize there's an even bigger Whomp King, and this one actually has a crown. And it's massive! I loved it, and every time it fell, like, it was a fun boss battle. It was the typical hit and run boss battle. And just seeing it in good graphics, oh, it made me feel like a kid again, fighting the Whomp King all over again. And so I give it points for that. Coming in at number 10, this one was a little bit of a stretch. I mean, the other bosses after this are by far my most favorites for the series. But this one, it was between this one and Bugaboom from the Mario Galaxy. Major Burrows gets this spot from Mario Galaxy. Major Burrows is... I'm not doing a mole joke because I've already done that with Holy Moly in my top 13 favorite Kingdom Hearts bosses. But yeah, this mole is very fun to fight. He's somewhat difficult. I don't remember being... How did you fight him again? Well, he's burrowing along this the tree in his galaxy. It's fun. You gotta stomp the ground and attack him, which I think is very, very challenging, considering he doesn't really give you time to rest because he's always moving throughout the ground. When he pops up, you'll have a small window of time to attack him and then to stun him and then attack him. It's by far a fun challenge. I do love those bosses that barely give you time to breathe, but I also love how you need to have precise timing for these certain bosses, and I do love that. So Major Burrows, yeah, he beats out that bug in spades. He beats him and then some. Coming in at number 9, the only good boss battle in Partners in Time. I'm not kidding. I absolutely hated that game, and mostly because I never beat it, because Princess Shrew was a complete bullshit boss of how to beat. But I did like this one. I was waiting for this throughout the whole game when I first started it, like when I was a kid. They brought Mario and Luigi's younger parts into the story, so why don't they have Bowser with his younger self? That's right. The number 9 spot goes to Bowser and Baby Bowser, who are, I think, the third section of this game's boss fights. Yeah, it's the third section. In the volcano, after doing that mind-boggling puzzle to get down there. Fighting the two Bowsers is fun. And yes, it's an RPG style, so I kind of got to get really technical with it. what usually happens is Bowser brings all the power while using his younger self, and Baby Bowser pretty much gives him all the health that he needs. And after we take out Bowser, we gotta take out younger Bowser, but sometimes he will heal him again, so we gotta go through it all again. And having the controls be a little convoluted kind of screwed it up. I died a lot on this boss because I rarely knew what to do. But after I beat it, it felt so good to kick Bowser and his younger selves, to kick their cans. I enjoyed it very much. Well, now we're... Okay. Enough of that. Let's continue. Coming in at number 8. He made it to my top 13 video game villains list. He's not at the top of the list because his boss battle was good, but not super. Coming in at number 8. Fawful. Hey! Sorry, I had to do it. I love Fawful. Fawful's boss battle comes in near the end of Bowser's Inside Story. Where he absorbs the Dark Star's essence, transforming him into this nightmarish... Well, it's a creepier version of him with a darker cape and his eyeglasses being red and evil. It's a fun boss battle. First, you have to get rid of his vacuum jetpack thing, which is a battle inside of Bowser after he absorbs it, and so Mario and Luigi fight it. But Fawful's boss battle is fun. He mixes things up with his attack pattern. He'll use his gun to shoot stars where you have to dodge them and hit the glowing one. But after a while, it will start to mesh, so you'll have to keep focus while also guarding so you don't get hurt. Also, what else did he do? It's been a while since I played the game. Oh, he'll go on top, create these dark portals where he'll shoot dark balls at you, where you either have to punch them or guard them. And he'll switch them up, so you need to pay attention. Just because it's going in the one, it will come out the reverse. Which is a tricky boss battle. Fawful definitely gets on this list because he's a great villain. But his boss battle is better. It's better than some in some regard when it comes to villains. That's why he got on my villains list. And the boss battle is pretty fun. After so long fighting all his minions, you finally get to beat him, and it just feels so good. Coming in at number 7, Robo Drilldigger from Dream Team. The first giant boss you fight in the Dream Team series. I love, pretty much it's the spirit. We keep it bugging him throughout the world. And he creates this giant mechanized robo. And it's amazing, this boss battle. It's fun. It gets you into the feel for the what's to come for the other Dream giant bosses. And its design is completely cool. It's hard to describe. It's on the thumbnail for this video, so that will answer your question. And its boss battle is completely fun because it gives you a good tutorial for how to deal with the certain conditions of this type of boss battle. It fires a giant beam at you where you got to repeatedly strike it back. It will create sand tornadoes behind you or in the background, so you know which direction to hit him in order to deal the most damage. It will create the sand tornadoes, so you gotta jump. It will transform. It's a triple changer from Transformers. It's got a robot mode. It's got a land vehicle mode. It's got an air vehicle mode, and each one has their own types to fight. It will fire missiles at you. They will charge at you, which you got to get it at the right time. Not only that, but when it's on land, you can't stomp it. When it's in the air, you can't hit it with your hammer. So you gotta... Also, it will create a sandstorm around it, and you can see after images of it in its different transformed forms. So you got to pay attention to which one was last so you can hit it efficiently. I love this boss for that reason of how complex it is. It's definitely worth being a Transformer, I'll give you that much. Command number 6, Mega Leg from Super Mario Galaxy. This is the first big boss of Super Mario Galaxy, and I gotta say, it was amazing. This giant robo, and we gotta literally go on it to beat it. Like, unlike other Mario bosses where you actually attack them straightforward, this one you gotta be more strategic by going up its body, up its feet, dodging the bullet bills, but also guiding the bullet bills up to its head where it's concealing the star. And after that, after a couple times, it will create defenses. So you gotta be quick, you gotta be smart. Megaleg's design's actually pretty cool. Having it be a three-legged creature instead of the 2 legs. Its size is by far bigger than Gobblegut, I believe. So Super Mario Galaxy was not so much for straightforward boss battles. They were more for the size of them, because it is a galaxy, so they are allowed to play with that a little bit. But yeah, Mega Leg was a fun first boss, and one that I'll always remember. I hope if they do another Super Mario Galaxy game, they push the envelope a little bit more. Maybe bring back Mega Leg. He was a fun boss. Coming in at number 5. I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm doing this. I did not play Super Mario Odyssey because I don't have a Switch. And also, I'm going to say this, to be honest, not as great as a game as people think. There's barely any big boss battles in every world. You fight the Brutals every second world, and they don't even change up their attack pattern. All it does is just that you gotta hit them more. Nothing changes. And this is supposed to be Bowser's wedding? Why isn't Bowser Jr. there? Why aren't the Koopas there? Am I the only one who sees a flaw here? And I realize I'm ranting a lot about this topic. Maybe I'll do a video about it later. But there is one boss battle I did like watching the game. This is my opinion. Feel free. Cuca Tile. That chef bird on top of that soup ingredient mountain world. Am I the only one who thinks in this game Mario is just pretty much beating up the locals of each world? I mean, they aren't necessarily doing anything evil. We're pretty much just hurting people. So, I mean, unlike Bowser, who makes monsters, or his minions, we're stopping them. We're just beating up guys. Okay, some of them are actually working for Bowser, so I guess that works. Yeah, I can make that argument. But Cuca Tile was one of the few who really got me liking him. His design is so cool. He's this really plump chicken whose feathers make him have him in a chef's attire. And we're fighting him while we're this lava thing going around the soup in the soup pot on top of a giant mountain. And this chicken looks very crazy. The design is really cool with him. He's pink with yellow, with the white feathers being the chef's coat. I like it. Not only that, but the way he attacks is cool. He spits out ingredients at us. And then the only way to get to him is when he spews this pink goo out of his mouth, like it's I don't even know what to call it. So we go into this, and we keep jumping up to get him. And after each hit, he spits it out in a certain, like, different pattern, and bits at a time, so you gotta get up. It's a pain in the rear, But the boss battle is fun. The boss looks great. Design wise. So after it all, his goose was cooked. Wait a minute. His goose is cooked. Who wrote this? I didn't write that joke. I'm telling you that right now. Command number 4. Blizzard Midbus from Bowser's Inside Story. Midbus is one of my favorite characters from the Mario series, the handhelds, because he's so cool. He's Bowser's minion, Fawful's minion, who is in reminiscence of Bowser. He's basically Bowser, but instead of being a dragon turtle, he's a warthog armadillo. God, that sounds cool. And also, he's the only one to never fight Mario and Luigi ever in the game. And I find that's a shame because he wasn't destroyed like Fawful was. I think for another game, bring him back. It would be fun. His boss battle in Bowser's Castle was a challenge, but this one gets on the list because it's more innovative, because it's different. He gets this super cool pun not intended. The super cool power-up from Fawful's ray gun to turns him blue, turns his shell kind of furry. And his attacks are great. He creates Snoffles, which are snowman Fawfuls, to help heal him after a while, so you inhale them, and after you defeat them within Bowser, it'll create these frost crystals that'll plug up Midbus's crown so he can't create any more. His attacks are pretty much ice-based. I don't remember a whole lot of them because it's been a long time. But what I do remember is when he would hide a bomb in a giant snowball, he would roll it around, and you would have to punch the snowball until you hit the bomb to deal him damage. And then later on, he'll cover it up in snow, so you gotta, be precise where you punch. That's one thing I really loved about Bowser's Inside Story. The fact that timing for your punches and your fire breath were important. Timing was a key. Timing was rarely a key in when Mario and Luigi fight, so it was welcomed and fun. So Blizzard Midbus did not make the top 3 list, but he was close. But these other 3 just beat him out a little bit more for the creativity of the boss fights. Hope to see you in a future game, Midbus. Please bring on the pain. The top 3, ladies and gentlemen. And what better way to start with a top 3 than with a 3 boss battle? That sounded weird when I said it. Let me explain. Command number 3, the Elite Trio from Dream Team. For those of you who don't know, this is the boss battle where the Shy Guy, the Winged Koopa, and the Goomba, who were the elites in Bowser's army. So, trying to save Princess Peach, we go to the beach area where we go to sleep and we hide her in the dream world, only to find out that Kamek, the main Magic Koopa, who is kind of like Bowser's vizier, he tricks us by being Peach. I'm sorry, how did this work again? Anyway, the boss battle with the elite trio is a fun boss battle. They have swarms of their underlings to help fight, and they each have their own style of fighting. But the main thing is that in this boss battle, you have to fight all 3 of them. You have to beat all 3 of them at the same time, because if one of them's still standing, they will heal the other 2. I mean, they don't have that much health, but just doing that in general makes it difficult. Plus, with all their tactics, the Goomba has swarms of Goomba come in to protect him. So they'll all gang up, come at you, you jump, they'll send back. It's kind of like Pong in a way. The Koopa General does, basically, he goes into a shell and goes between the blocks like you see in the original Super Mario Game Boy version, you know, where they keep hitting the blocks and they keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know what I mean. The Shy Guy is by far my favorite because he takes every single Goomba that's still around. He changed them into copies of him, and you have to hit the correct one. Because he has so much stuff on him, you gotta pay attention to who has all of it. It's fun. Not to mention they bring out that giant bullet bill. So that's a real butt-mashing run section where you gotta get it right to you so it attacks them. This was a fun boss battle, and having the condition of beating all three of them at the same time, it's definitely a fun boss battle. I love it when boss battles, again, like I said with Fawful Express, I love it when video games, they put a boss battle where you have a certain win condition, or how they change the rules. I love bosses like that. So maybe I'll do my favorite condition boss battles. That would be a cool list. Coming in number 2, Phantasma from Dream Team. Phantasma is such a cool boss. I'm kind of mad that I didn't put him on my video games list, but like I said, one per series, and Fawful kind of beat him out by doing pretty much everything in Bowser's Inside Story on his own, with barely any help. But Phantasma is such a fun boss battle. This vampire, phantom, nightmare creature. This is the stuff nightmares are made from. His bat form is so cool, but his real nightmare form is so much. I can't say awesome enough. I love the design. He's got the long, creepy, clawed hands. He's got the he's got the Jack Skellington bat wing collar. He's got the long, dark cape. His face just looks like an evil vampire monster. Without being, and every time he talks like he's a vampire, has an accent from Transylvania, saying that or something or like that. I love the little details in the text that they do that. They could have just ignored it, but they decided to keep it. Okay, where was I? Oh, right, his boss battle. I'm just gonna say this one more thing. One. If they were ever to do a Bowser, shit. Nope. I'm starting to lose my train of thought here. So, his boss battle is very near the end of the game. It's pretty much right before the final boss with Bowser. His, boss battle starts off very simple. At the start of the battle, the very start, he kidnaps Dreamy Luigi and puts him in one of the spheres he has. And then he'll create a whole bunch more and mix them up. So you gotta, because without Dreamy Luigi, yeah, you're pretty much screwed in this boss battle. And not only that, but he's got an arsenal of attacks. He's got a devious number of tricky attacks that will definitely confuse you. Makes you focus more. Because this isn't a boss battle where you could just wait for him to come close and dodge and counterattack. This is a boss battle that demands you to pay attention, and I love him for it. Not only that, but those spheres that he uses, he'll eat them once in a while to boost up his stats, his power, his defense. So, he's not the only boss. He's not the only, you're not the only one boosting your stats in this game. He's doing it too. And it really hinders you if you don't pay attention so much. He does, like, he'll turn into small versions of himself, and they'll come at you, but not all of them will hit you. So you gotta pay attention to where any of them are, so you don't get hit so many times. He will create clones of himself and create this dark orb in his hands and close it and go like this, and they will all mix up and line up, and they will all shoot their hand out, but only one will actually shoot something. So it's, again, this vampire illusion dream thing that he plays to. He plays to the dream world's power of illusion. He creates he uses the chaos to his advantage, and that's a great villain. That's a great boss battle right there. He'll also do that chase scene section where he'll create these dark orbs where you have to dodge them at the right time. He'll have another chase section where he'll have these dark portals come up, and you gotta go into the correct one to escape the nightmare. But if you go in the wrong one, there'll be a falling section with a whole bunch of blades that will really make... And doing the tilt thing, which is a bit annoying. But all of this makes Phantasma a very worthy second final boss in a video game. Phantasma is he's just such a fun villain character, and I really hope that other games take inspiration from this, because it's so cool. Coming at number 1. Okay, before I get to my number 1, I'm going to rant a little bit, because I haven't ranted since Cuca Tile. Alright, so has anyone noticed, no matter what Mario game you play, there's going to be a Bowser final boss in any of them? Seriously, in every single one, Bowser's the final boss in some way or another. In Luigi's Mansion, it was King Boo who created this portrait version of Bowser, and it was pretty much a Bowser suit. In Super Mario Bros., the first handheld one, the first RPG one, Cacklet took over Bowser, making Bowlet. And that very fun meme, "Get in my belly." Oh, God, I'm going to be memed to no end in this. Then in Partners in Time, he eats the Elder Princess Shroob, and her spirit takes over him. And we can't even fight. We just dodge the attacks until she's done. She's dead. We fight Dreamy Bowser in Dream Team. We fight Paper Jam, that cardboard cosplay outfit. Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy, Mario Odyssey. Every single one we fight Bowser. Except for one. Technically, we fight a Bowser. But technically, we don't. My number 1, Mario Boss, Dark Bowser, and Dark Fawful at the end of Bowser's Inside Story. So the Dark Star, this main dark essence in the game, goes into Bowser, and it collects some of his DNA, gaining his abilities. And oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. After it leaves, and after Fawful takes some of the Dark Star's energy. Actually, now that I think about it, Fawful took the Dark Star's energy before it took Bowser's DNA. So it was just trying to regain some of its power. And oh, dear Lord. It was great, because it turned into like a shadowy version of Bowser. And then after Fawful's boss battle with Bowser, Fawful turns into this little insect, kind of, and gets absorbed into Dark Bowser, finishing Dark Bowser off. And Bowser's fighting himself, pretty much, for the final battle. And it's great. He's got all the same abilities. The final... it's kind of a late thing in the game, but think about it. The main villain of the game gets beaten out, and the dark essence he was trying to obtain for himself becomes the final boss. I know that's a big cliche in video games, but this time it works, and it was creative and fun. The Dark Bowser boss was so amazing. He has all the same tricks. He'll imprison you in this dark cage where you gotta punch it so many times before he shoots out a super flame at you. And he'll create dark versions of all the minions, throw them at you, and you have to walk through this course but while punching and guarding up against all the other enemies. Oh my God. And here's the big thing. You can't kill him because Fawful will keep regenerating his health. I did not know that at first, but here's the kicker. I learned instead of punching Bowser repeatedly, punch the stomach. Like, don't super punch it, just regular punch it. That will cause Fawful to come out, and then you absorb Fawful, and then Mario and Luigi have to deal with Dark Fawful. Okay, yeah, yeah, so Fawful does fight Mario and Luigi once in this game, and it's amazing. He turns into this dark version of him with his glasses eyes and that big grin he has. It's so menacing and it's so comical, and it's one of the toughest final bosses I've ever had to fight in a Mario and Luigi game. One of the toughest final bosses because he's got so many moves in his repertoire. You have to hit his legs. You have to fight his. You have to take out his eyes, and then when he's in the ground, you gotta pretty much dodge all these dark attacks and just wail on him. And after that, after Fawful's gone, we get this epic moment where Dark Bowser is losing his power, and we just keep mashing the X button to punch him a good number of times until it's that one final super strike that eliminates Dark Bowser. It's such a fun boss battle. It's not a fun boss battle. It's an epic final boss battle. And if I ever do my top 13 final boss list for video games, this is going on that list. It's possibly going to be in the top 3 again because it's not going to be my number 1 because I have another favorite final boss. But for this list, for Mario bosses, Dark Bowser and Dark Fawful, a mastermind, and then it's the tool. Hang on, let me reword that. Fawful, the master of this whole scheme, and the Dark Star, his tool for ultimate power, switching roles, having Dark Star become the master, and Fawful being the tool to finish him. A great duo boss battle for an amazing series. Yeah. That's all I gotta say on that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining in with this video. Please subscribe, like, comment down below on what you guys think. I probably won't be doing another list this week. I'm going to wait for April. Coming up next time, once upon a time, there was an amazing show called Once Upon a Time. This is GamerK, logging out.